Hey, who'd you talk to? What's going on? It is me. It's Mike Lepre, King Mike Gell. This is Legit Paranormal, brought to you by legitpodcast.com. Also, https://legitpodcast.airtime.pro. That's our radio channel, live 24/7. This show is also live on that station right now. It is April 3rd, 2022, which is 04032022 for the math geeks. The only thing I can think of is maybe it's 432 at the best. I don't know. Joining me is always Buddy Thayer. Buddy, what do you think about that? 432. You think that's like something they're gonna play with?
It could be for the math geeks, Mike. As far as numbers are concerned, I get no face, dude. I don't play the lottery, unfortunately.
So how are you?
I'm doing good. I went on a good hike yesterday around town and pulled my first tick off today. So happy spring, I guess. The ticks are back out again. But to cheer myself up this evening, Mike, I have a beer. And of course, I have a beer because it's a Legit Paranormal. Why wouldn't I be drinking beer? And it's a Rhode Island brewery that I have not yet featured here on the show. The name of the brewery is Rejects Beer Company. They're out of Middletown, Rhode Island. I went over there on Thursday night with some friends. Had some really delicious beers. This is their Green Mine. It's a double IPA. They also have sours and stouts and single IPAs. They're really delicious. And I'm really happy to be drinking Rejects Beer Company.
There you go. Nice plug. All right. Speaking of plugs, not that he has any plugs. Joey Paranormal. What's going on there, Joe?
Not much. Yourselves?
WrestleMania weekend, kid. What do you mean?
Oh, my God. I don't want to get too much into the wrestling show. Man, we have a show on Wednesday. Whew. Yesterday was lit.
Look at this. I'm not even wearing a shirt. What's going on with this? I didn't think it was going to be that kind of show. All right.
I'll set the mood lighting, I guess. What should I go with?
No, thank you. Buddy, are you ready to do some introductions?
I am always ready to do some introductions, especially because she has a very easy, pronounceable last name.
Let's give it a shot.
Joining us live from the great Commonwealth state of Massachusetts, she's the founder of Spirits of New England and longtime paranormal investigator, all around great lady, sweetheart, Ellen MacNeil. Welcome to the show, Ellen.
Thank you.
How are you, Ellen?
And I'm plugging my kitchen with water. Thank you.
Ellen, do you like being called long time? Or would you rather they say something like seasoned?
Well, it's better than cranky old fart, old Ironsides, I guess. So.
Yeah, any day of the week it's better than that.
Yep.
Twice on Sunday, actually.
I'll take any nickname I can get.
Don't say that, because that's what we do is give nicknames, like literally.
Good.
That's one of the things we do. I'll have one by the end of the show.
All right. I'm usually referred to as Mama Bear because I don't take no shit.
There you go.
I'm very, very loyal to my friends.
There it is. All right. So let's start with this.
Okay.
Are you? I asked this last time, and I got a weird answer. So I'm gonna ask you with you. Are you still enjoying being in the paranormal?
Yep.
Multiverse as much as when you started.
Absolutely. And when I stop not enjoying it and stop not wanting to investigate, then it's time to pack up my K2 meter and ride off into the sunset.
What keeps you hooked?
For me, whether it's a residential or whatever investigation is, if you don't learn something every time you go, then you're not doing it right. There has to be something that you went, oh, okay, well, I hadn't thought of that. Let's try it this way. Let's do this. Let's try it a new way. And that keeps it hopping, because when you have a team that you love working with and you're all in the same wavelength, but you can, veer off a little bit and say, well, you know what, let's try it this way and see let's investigate this way. Let's use this equipment. And it makes each investigation very unique because you walk away from it going, all right, we kicked ass tonight.
Well, that's the best part about being in a team, right?
Yeah, we have do you know Jack Kenna?
Yeah, we had Jack Kenna on the show.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, he's on our team, and he's my best friend, and I love him to pieces. And one of the many things I love about him is that he thinks outside the box, where I'm just in the box. He's like, well, let's do this. Oh, okay. I didn't think of that. Let's try it. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But you learn something, and that's what's important. And you don't go, oh God, yeah, I'm not. He was wrong and I was right. We don't play like that.
You can't have the can't have the Facebook mentality where you stick to your guns no matter what you think, and you go down with the ship.
Right.
You got to have people to bounce stuff off.
Exactly.
Like I'll message these guys ideas for shows, like at random times during the day, both of them, and they don't even know that they both get it. But I'll shoot the messages and ask them questions because I got to bounce things off my head. Like I need to hear someone else's perspective on something, and because you're not going to see everything the right way every time.
Yeah, and one of the things I look forward to after an investigation is when we all go through the evidence and we all question the same thing, we all agree on the same thing, and we all disagree on the same thing. So it's not like, oh, well, I think it's this, and my ego is this big. Is it like, no egos, thank you. No. If we
have you had to kick anybody out because of that?
Yeah.
You have, and when you kick them out, this is kind of fun. So, all right, you get someone in the group, and they're too much. You're like, well, you know what? What I got was the best. Me. You didn't hear crap. It was all me. What do you do there, Mama Bear? How do you figure that one out?
I kick so hard that my boot goes right up their rear end, and I don't have to worry about them anymore. Nice. We're a team, and if you think that you're going to stand out and be better than everybody else, you're on the wrong team, because we are family. Yeah.
So buddy, have you kicked anybody out ever? Are you at liberty to say?
We were about to kick somebody out, and they ended up leaving on their own because of we were communicating as a team, and we were kind of communicating, and some of that communication, one of our members got confused and put the wrong conversation piece in the wrong, and then it was all out of the box. But it ended up being the straw that broke the camel's back with that. She was a good investigator. I liked her a lot. She was bringing on somebody that was with her, and that person we caught him faking evidence.
Faking evidence, yeah. We did this guy
on an investigation. It was actually Kevin Hart. Do you know Kevin Hart, Ellen?
Yes.
Kevin Hart was a member of my team at the time, and it was his cameras that captured this instance of this. They thought they were hearing a woman, Kevin, and this woman, and this guy was sitting there you could see him mouthing it. You could hear him on the audio. It disgusted the shit out of me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Hey Joe.
Feelings about him.
Hey Joe, do you know where you are right now in the conversation?
Oh yeah, I know where I am.
All right, I want to make sure.
I'm just listening because I know the story. I'm part of the OSP family. I'm just on the outside, just here. I'm just here.
Yeah.
I haven't been kicked out yet, so I'm doing something right.
So you guys caught somebody faking evidence. No, faking evidence, buddy. Were they doing the girl's voice? Please tell me they were.
He was doing the girl's voice.
He was making the girl's. He
was making a girl's voice, and he had his back to the other two, and the other two were like maybe 5 feet from him, and they're like, oh my God, yeah, it is. I can hear that. And he doesn't realize that at the end of that hallway that he's facing is a camera looking right at him. And as he's making his mouth move, you're hearing it on video. It's like, I can't have this. I can't bring this person into people's
Ellen.
houses.
Yes.
Ellen, you deal with a subject in what I call the multiverse of it, where it's already got skeptics, but because of the blackout time in my life when I guess it got big, they treat it like I want to be famous with this. This is going to make me famous. And it's like, why would you do that? So it's like, it adds more skeptics, which stinks, right? So it must make someone like you hate it even more because you had to deal with the original skeptics.
Yep.
Now you got the new one.
I am a full-blown skeptic. I've got to see it. I got to hear it. I got to feel it. You name it, because it could be anything. So I don't want to doubt what I'm hearing. I want to believe the people that I'm hearing, but you got to prove it to me. You know, and it's funny you brought up that person, because I just picked up bad vibes from him from day one. I was just like, you're not doing this for the right reasons. And
was he all dressed up like ghost huntery looking, buddy? Like, did he always?
He wore whatever. He wasn't
yeah,
really, he didn't really impress anybody, to be honest with you.
No.
He knew everything, and he really knew nothing.
You know, one of the when I meet people, they're like, "Oh, you're a paranormal investigator." Blah blah blah. Have you been on TV? Took 3 years of threats and sharp sticks to get me to get on TV, because I didn't want to be told what to say. I didn't want to be doubted from my own personal experience. I just didn't want to be on TV.
Yeah.
I just didn't. For some people, that is their goal, to be on TV. Not me. No. And finally, Jack said, Ellen, grabs my face and says, you are the founder of Spirits of New England. The producers are tired of me, and they're asking why you're not on here. And I said, one, I'm being a nervous wreck. And two, I don't want to be fed lines. I want it to come straight from the heart. And if they say, oh, well, we want you to say demons, I'll get up and walk out. I'm not going to make up stuff. So when I finally got dragged kicking and screaming up to Canada to do, was it 5 or 6? Oh, no smoking on the show. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I said, oh no.
WrestleMania weekend. It's a party.
I know it. I said to him, I'm going to tell you what happened. That is, this was Haunted Case Files, and we either did 5 or 6 of them. And I was terrified. I was so nervous. And, I walked in and I was like, Frankenstein. And the guys were like, Ellen, calm down. And I'm like, I am calm. What makes you think I'm nervous? Not at all. And I said, all right, sit in the chair. I said, okay. And he goes, because, I was sitting there like rigor mortis woman. Yeah. And he said, if you were home right now, how would you be sitting in the chair? And I said, oh, well, it'd just be like all over it. And he goes, good, relax. You've got stories to tell. Just tell them from the heart. And after that, I was okay, because I felt so honored to be able to share these investigations with people and not have somebody going, say demon, and what about this, what about that? I'm telling the story, back off. I'm not paying you. You're hardly paying me. Let me tell my stories.
And you're also actually taking a leap of faith with the producer, because they could just take what you said anyways and make you sound like you said something completely different. Joe does that. Joey does that all the time with the stuff that I do.
No, I did. I was very clear with the producers about that. I said, do not change the story. Do not change what I say.
The narrative,
And otherwise I'll just get up and walk out. I said, this is hard enough to sit here in front of a whole camera crew of strangers and tell you what happened. And when we did a haunting, that was a biggie, because that was like a haunting. Everybody knows a haunting. And that was very, very, very cool.
Ellen,
And
if you were in front of the TV cameras, but you were not going to discuss your paranormal experiences, say it was like a cooking show, would that make you as nervous? Or because this is so personal, that's why you were nervous? I'm trying to figure out if it was personal or it's because it's TV cameras.
it's very personal. You're opening yourself up for people to go, oh, good God, that didn't really happen. I'm sorry, were you there? Yeah, it did happen.
Right.
You know, yeah.
That's one thing I've learned. You never tell somebody, like, we're doing the show for over a year. I've heard so many different things about so many different animals, different things, ghosts, whatever. I've never once said to a person, you didn't hear that. Because who am I to say that to anybody? You know what I mean? I've had things happen to me in my life that it don't have to be paranormal, but you wouldn't believe me if I told you. So it's like,
Yeah.
I tell you a story, you're gonna go, that didn't happen. I'm gonna go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it's a trust that has to go both ways. The producer has to feel like, hey, she's legit and she's really telling what happened here. And I have to be relaxed enough to say, this is what happened, and I'm sharing it with you. If you don't believe me, that's up to you. But I'm sitting here in front of a bunch of TV cameras, opening up my heart to you guys and sharing what we went through as a team and what we went through individually. Take it or leave it,
Yeah, that's the only way to do it.
Yeah.
That's the only way to do it.
Because I said to the producer, I'm not going to make up something. I'm not going to say, oh, this happened when it really didn't. I said, I am the worst liar. You can always tell if I'm going to pull a joke on you or if I'm just flat out lying to you, because my eyes are going, and the rest of me is trying to keep a straight face. And if you ask me something, you're going to get an honest answer.
Imagine the lines they must really feed people on these shows. Say there was a werewolf there. Just say there was a werewolf there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Honestly, I know of a local paranormal group that got their own television show really early on, and several of those investigators have told me that they were taping like emotional responses for 2 hours before the show. So, hey, dude, did you hear that? That was all fake. So if they're faking that, what else are they faking on TV? They like to sensationalize demonology. They like to sensationalize demons and negative spirits when 99% of the time it's not even that to begin with. Yeah. In my opinion.
Like Jack always, I'm the dead one on the team, even as the founder. I am. The running joke is that I am not psychic. I don't feel anything. I don't hear anything. Nothing. So when something happens, usually I will backslap Jack, and he'll be like, "What did you hear? What happened? What happened?" And I'd be like, "Oh my God!" So. If I react to something happened.
All right. So then here's what people are going to want to ask. And I can already tell to see the things.
I'm married.
Give me I got completely scared Ellen moment. Like what give us an example of a time that it scared you because you considered well, maybe you don't consider that there's a negative side. I'm assuming. I apologize for assuming. Most people, I think there's good and bad of everything. Some people just think everything's good. I have a hard time with that, but that's okay. So have you had a bad moment, like a scary moment?
I've never had a really bad experience. As Mama Bear, I'm watching out for the rest of the team. So I'm aware of everything that's going on. So if it happens to me, if something happens to me, I'm like, oh my God, wow. The case that we did on a haunting, God, where was that? I think it was in Alston, and we were up in this woman's attic, and all of a sudden I'm standing there and I'm shaking, and I was like, okay, me shake? I don't think so. I go to the window to see if there's a truck out there. I'm debunking everything. And I look up and everybody's staring at me to see if I'm reacting because the attic floor is shaking. And then you hear all the knickknacks that are on the shelf up in the attic starting to go. And I was like, oh my God. And I said, hey guys, I'm feeling something. They're like, hey, finally. And I said, okay, I can't explain this. I don't know what this is, but it was crazy up there. And the fact that it could move my big rear end and make my legs shake, and that blew me away. So I was like, all right, okay, you got me.
So
You got my undivided attention.
So you're all in an attic, and the attic starts to shake. The floor itself starts to shake.
Yep.
Did the air feel different?
It was very stuffy up there anyway. You
Yep.
know, because there weren't any windows open. You don't have to stand up like Buddy.
I'm sorry.
No, he has to stretch out.
My bum was sore.
When you're like 6'4", you got to stretch out every now and then.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it was quite an experience, and I was like, finally, I feel something. You know, because I even had somebody that I just met that night, and you know, she was a psychic medium, and she said, "You're the protector." And I said, "Oh," and she's like, "You've got everybody in your sights. You're watching everybody." And she goes, "That's why you don't feel stuff, because you're too busy watching over the team and your surroundings and everything." And she's like, "You've got to learn to let that go so you feel something." And I think that was the night I got the Mama Bear nickname, because it's like,
Hey, Joe.
I walk into a place, you know, I say, "You don't mess with my team. We're here out of respect, you know, and we will leave it with respect too. We're just here because there's stuff going on in the house that the client doesn't feel safe in here anymore, and we just want to find out what's going on." You know, so we don't provoke, and we're non-threatening.
So, but Joe, can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Aren't you half expecting Ellen to cut a promo on me in any minute now? Like how she's going to challenge me to a match? Doesn't it seem like she's building the Mama Bear persona up to be so tough that like I'm going to have to defend my belt and take her on?
Don't take the belt.
Yes.
Oh, boy,
Yes. Sheamus.
His
match got cut last night. It was kind of sad.
I don't want to talk about it. However.
Oh my God, Ellen, he's gonna take out this stupid belt that he
Oh
has.
no!
Oh, it's terrible.
Oh no, he's got the all right.
Uh,
I got my boys on my shoulder.
Excuse me for 1 second as I go into champ mode. Ellen, you probably were not told or alerted, or no one probably actually got you the information, but we held a legit fantasy football league during this year of programming. Buddy, Joseph, they were all part of said league. I said from the beginning I would win the league, Ellen, and that I would be champ. And unfortunately, Ellen, this is the misery they now have to live in for the next year. So with that, I say, enjoy the rest of the show. But if you do have beef, Ellen, we can make it happen. We can go cage. We can go cage. We'll do. I'm a fight champ.
You have to take a cold shower. All right. Yeah.
He drives me to drink.
All right, I'm back. Oh, by the way, you know what's weird? I am drinking Natural Light.
Yeah, I saw that. I was going to make a comment earlier, but I figured I'd let it slide.
You know why?
You need money for beer, dude. Please. Natural.
Do you know why I'm drinking Natural Light, buddy?
You dehydrated?
Two things.
Yeah, you need some water.
I didn't know they still made it. And I saw it. And then secondly, because I knew it would aggravate you, a beer connoisseur. A guy who goes to all these breweries must be looking at Natural Light like, what the are you drinking that for? And I'm enjoying it.
I hated Natties when I was in high school, and I would buy Buddy Lights because they were a better quality beer than Natties. Oh. Although that makes sense for you because you're Italian yourself.
Buddy.
Yeah.
Don't stop with the Italian stuff.
I'm not. I don't want to start drinking, Mike.
Your chance to ask a question. Go ahead.
Mine. Oh boy.
Okay.
Let's see.
One investigator to another.
what's your best approach when you go into a house and you suspect a spirit? What's your approach as far as trying to get that spirit to interact with you?
Well, I like to introduce myself, introduce the team, not just walk in and provoke and demand and be
Respect.
disrespectful. Because if
Right.
I was a ghost, I'd kick you right down the stairs. Who needs that? I want to know. I tell them why we're here. That the people that live in the house now are concerned with the activity going on, and they don't know if you're upset that they're in the house. Did you get upset with the renovations in the house? I've tried to do pre-work on the house to see if there's anything weird that happened there. I sit down and talk to them like they were sitting in front of me, because I want to trust them. I want them to trust me. We're not there to kick them out. We're not there to disrespectful. Why are you so unhappy? Are you here because you like the new owners? Do you identify with their children? I want to try to find out why they're being active. And, and I tell them, you're upsetting the homeowners, you're scaring the kids. And if it continues, we will have to get somebody in there to get rid of you. Never have, but just, it makes them go, oh, okay. This bitch is
Spirits? Are you threatening spirits?
Yeah.
You're cutting promos on spirits at the end of your
No. Just I like to let them know why we're there. We got called here because. Is there anything we can do to help you guys interact with each other?
So,
you're welcome to stay here, but you got to stop what you're doing.
Good, Joe.
So honestly, actually, one of the best, I think, personal pieces of evidence in my almost decade that I've been, doing investigation with Buddy was using that exact same approach. I personally, when I go, because I set up the, or there was a time when I was setting up the cameras, and every room I would go into, I'd always say, "Hi, my name's Joe. I'm going to be here all night. If you want to talk, we're going to have devices. We'll explain how to use them, but you can interact with us." And I do that every room I would go into. And there was one room in this one particular location that I was very apprehensive about being in alone when I set the cameras up. Of course, when we do a little 15-minute quiet session, that was the room that I had to go sit in alone. And in that 15 minutes, we actually recorded. I heard this audibly in the moment, but I didn't hear what it said until we replayed it back. But there was an older female's voice that said, "Hi, Joe." And I think that's directly because when I was in that room, I got a feeling explained myself, kind of said, who I was, introduced myself. And so with what you're saying, that's the best way to do it is to go in and be pleasant and approachable, and hopefully the spirits will approach you.
Yeah, I don't want them to be defensive because they don't know us. We're there because the clients feel there's something going on in the house, and they just want to know who they're dealing with and why are they back, or why are they still there.
And I also got out of that was alive or dead. When it comes to the ladies, Joey Paranormal still got it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, baby.
Don't tell my fiance that.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, Joe. Yeah, right.
It's creepy when you hear your name on a recording. The first time it's just creepy. Your skin crawls because you don't want to hear someone say hi that wasn't actually there with you.
Every time, it's happened to me on about at least a dozen different cases we've been on where I've gotten, including this very house that I'm sitting in right now, Buddy. Either right in the recorder. The recorder could be in another room, and I could be in another room, and it just like, Buddy, right? Like it just never ceases to scare the living hell out of me. Do they know me that well, or is it somebody that I know, or is it
when you play an EVP and it says "Hi, Ellen" first thing? It's like, well, okay, well, thank you. So it's good to have a nice reputation in the paranormal world. You know,
Ellen,
and Jack all the time. They're hi Jack, Jack, Jack. You know, it's like, really, is there anyone you don't know?
Ellen, question for you.
Yes, dear.
All right, so you go and help residential people with spirits that might be haunting the house or causing problems and stuff like that. And I know this sounds like a broad, crazy question, but why do you care?
Did he call me a broad?
No,
Oh,
wide ranging. Why do you care? What
because
makes you care to go deal with this?
there are investigators that, like I said to Buddy, they have a bucket list. I want to go to Waverly Hills. I want to go here. I want to go here. I want to go here. I don't want to put a notch on a belt something. I want to go somewhere that the people are afraid in their own house, and they are already been ridiculed for even mentioning to anybody that there's something going on at their house. When somebody looks at our website and says, I like these people, I want them to come to the house. Because we've had that people say, oh my God, you get the screaming, hi honey, you get the screaming wolves on the answering machines, the skulls that come out on the computer. That's not who you want on your front porch. You want somebody that you want to invite in your house, that you're going to feel safe with and understood, and people that are going to listen to you. I would take a residential over anything, because when that case is done, you help somebody. You gave somebody back control of their house, because they don't understand what's going on here. Why did I piss these people off? Did you do renovations? Did somebody pass away in the house and they're still there? There's so many questions that you can help with. And the house that we did with the floor shaking in the attic, I still keep in touch with them, just so they know if something else happens, we'll be out there. This was a 200-year-old house, and it's going to take a while to get everybody happy and where they need to be. That is the biggest thank you. This is another point. People are like, you don't get paid to do this. You do this for nothing. What are you, crazy?
Right.
Yeah, I'm crazy, because I don't want to. For somebody to reach out to you because there's something weird going on in their house, I'm going to turn around and go, oh yeah, well, it's going to cost you this much for this and this much for gas, this much for this. No, I said, I would rather have a hug from a client that is finally in control of their house than a paycheck anytime. You can't put a price on that. You helped somebody. You took the time out of your day and your night and went over God knows how many hours of evidence, all the EVPs, all the video, all the audio.
Oh my God.
I
think that's what people don't realize, Ellen. It's not just you're going there on that one night and investigating. It's the work beforehand that you do. It's like history of the house.
OMB.
The review of the evidence, the Monday, the watching 36, 46, 50 hours of video of nothing and getting nothing out of it. But it's a whole encompassing circle of many different areas of study.
I like being OMB. Thank you.
Yeah, buddy, there it is. OMB.
OMB.
Original. They ask her, she says original Mama Bear.
That's going to be my ring name, Mike.
There it is.
You need an entrance song now, Ellen. You just got to work it all out.
Oh, she's a brick house.
There you go.
Earthbud's fantastic.
That's one of those songs. That's one of those songs that if someone starts to sing like a lyric of it, you have to join them.
Oh, you have to. Yeah.
Just because a couple of those will catch you. All right, so let's get back on track with this one.
I wanted to play that at my wedding, but nobody would let me.
Oh, I tell you what, you play that last song at your wedding when you dance. I danced with my wife, like the last song of the wedding, and then everybody goes home. We played "Let's Get It On" by Marvin Gaye. I loved every minute of it. I watched all the old Italians' faces just like drop in horror. You know what I mean? Buddy, drink. Buddy, drink. Buddy, you're supposed to drink.
Oh yeah,
Buddy,
my bad.
You're bad.
Stick with me.
Okay.
Ellen,
caught
it's an inside thing. Whenever I make an Italian reference, they have to drink their beer. So
Oh, okay.
therein lies the joke.
Let me check
Okay,
my
so
water.
I grew up very
Young.
no,
He's much older than I am.
I guess so. I guess I did grow up when I was young, but besides that point, when I grew up, I was always told to watch out for people putting the Moloch on you, some sort of curse like
Mhm.
this, the evil eye, all that stuff. And I believe that as much as I believe like church. So like I was completely convinced that people would do that to you. And my nana would say it was out of jealousy that they
Oh.
would put that on you. Now, I don't know how much that holds weight in anybody's life, but like, is it possible for somebody to put? Have you ever heard of someone putting a curse on someone else?
No. Yeah. I mean, I
So a curse
Right,
could
no,
never
but-
happen? Is that something that can't happen? A curse? Can we cross curse off the paranormal list? We don't believe in curses?
I've never seen one. I know I've cursed many people, but not that kind of curse.
Buddy, curses? I'm being serious.
Actually, I do. I know. I work with the Haitian people who speak a lot of the voodoo religion, and I've done some reading. I people's intentions. I want to see that energy that gets put into people's intentions is what could possibly curse people, or use of a voodoo doll, or which I'd love to get. I had one of Tom Brady for a while, or I think any of that. I think I put some volition into it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What about you, there, Joe?
I kind of subscribe to the like you make your own destiny, make your own luck. I don't know if I fully believe in like being able to curse somebody else. However, I will say I don't voodoo. So I don't know if the beep button worked. I hope it did. But I don't mess with voodoo. I don't mess with that kind of religion, that kind of everything that entails that. So it might be possible. I just personally I don't know if I fully believe it, but I wouldn't tempt fate either. So
then, Ellen, hot potato to you. What do you think of that? What do you think of voodoo and that religion?
I think that there is a possibility for just about anything. I personally don't know enough about it to say, oh, don't put a curse on me or something. If you're open to the possibility of it, then you're open to the possibility of it affecting you if you let it affect you.
Mhm.
If somebody said to me, well, I'm going to, put chicken feet all over your front porch, I'd be like, oh, okay, give me some barbecue sauce and we'll be all set. I just
Ellen,
yeah.
from what I've learned of OMB, there's no way that you would allow them to throw stuff on your porch and be okay.
No, I go out there.
You'd be
crap.
grabbing it and stuffing it in their face as you walk them down, and threw them out of your yard.
Yep.
So
But
what about karma then? Would you say karma is a real thing? Because that's kind of goes the same line.
Oh yeah. I hold on to karma because it makes me feel like I'm doing something. If somebody has hurt a friend of mine or hurt me, that I can go, I hope the same thing happens to you. But but
that's kind of like a curse. You're kind of crossing the line right there. The curse is Joey. What's your score on that? Let's go to the judges. Joe?
I don't know. I think putting a curse on somebody and then kind of just hoping karma comes back to them are two different things. So I'm not going to subscribe to that theory. I think karma is a little different. So
damn it, lost again.
You put into the world what you get out. So I fully agree with Ellen when she says if you believe in curses and you open yourself up to it, and someone says, oh, this person just like, I'm going to curse you, and you believe that, oh my God, I'm cursed, then yeah, you're going to have bad luck. Bad things are going to happen to you because you have to just to me, you have to kind of mentally plow through it, because I've seen it, I've experienced it. You just, if you close yourself off to it, or you just kind of tell you there's no such thing as curses, then you're not going to start believing, oh, I lost $1, I tripped over this, I must be cursed.
You're talking about energy, though, which I don't fully believe is what karma completely is. I think you're touching it, but it's not 100%. I think what karma is that, again, everything has positive and negative. Can't cut anything so thin where there's only one side. So you put out horrible energy, you do negative things in life. Like, you do horrible things, actions, not just energy.
Did you just say energy, though?
Yeah, but that's why I told you had a piece of it, but you didn't have the whole thing. Did you pay attention to that part? I can rewind
I did,
it.
but you're using my words and my verbiage, my friend. So
Here
I don't know.
it
I
is.
think I'm right.
I would never use your verbiage, your vernacular. Never. Listen to me now, please. Okay, can I finish on this one? It's, if you do, at least in my life, I noticed if I do something good, there's good and bad. Like, it's weird. Like, if you do something really bad, it's gonna come back to you as something bad. If I do something really good, it comes back to me kind of as, it's a scale thing, man. It's just like life's like a scale. I feel like it's like whatever you send out, you get back. It's just.
So is that energy, or is that a religious deity that's doing this to you?
Now you're messing with me. I'm just telling you.
I just want to know more, Mike.
It's just actions.
I think
It's
a lot
what
of
someone
it,
deserves. It's what you get, what you deserve. That's
it's what
the
you
greatest
have
line
in
ever.
faith.
What's
You
that?
know, if you're a good person and you throw out good stuff, that is what is going to come back to you. And if you're just an asshole, you deserve what you get.
It doesn't always seem like the assholes just don't.
Right.
Yeah,
A true asshole never gets what he deserves. That's what makes him an asshole. That's why I can't stand him so much, because he's just not getting what he deserves, and he's an asshole.
But he will get it.
But that's going to be in another
nice
life.
Think, but there's people that I know that I would love to see like go horribly and
see. I don't think that way.
Forever.
I would never think that way. I don't wish death upon anybody ever, no matter how much I dislike the person.
Maybe pain.
Right. I will admit, though, I have wished for injury, but that's only because I'm a Giants fan.
Oh,
we got to win somehow, and that's the God's honest truth. I'm always.
I mean, you got 2 Super Bowls over the Patriots. What do you want, my friend?
Now, Ellen.
Yes.
Back to you. So you've gone to several Paracons. I know you probably had to sit through speeches that made you want to just walk up on stage and strangle the person. Do you think that the true people of paranormal are coming through more now that it's kind of gone from TV shows more to podcasts? Because podcasters, we don't like really packaged people.
Yeah.
I personally don't, especially if they say this is exactly what we're going to say. And I'm always like, I'm just going to not take you there. Or we'll have somebody want to give a presentation for the whole show.
Yeah.
It's like, and they won't let me ask questions. It's like, what are you talking about? It's just, I ask questions. So we do here. I'd rather talk about stuff. So it's very, very pleasing to see someone with your work ethic, your style of it, your
beauty,
sincerity.
Yeah.
Which is hard to believe in people nowadays. It's hard for me to believe sometimes people are sincere. That's why I asked, why do you care? And I'm not saying that I don't care. I'm just saying there's so many people thinking, why do they care? Why would someone else care about someone else's house and their problems? But you do, because
I worked at Brigham and Women's Hospital for 21 years with cancer patients.
Greatest hospital in the world.
If you can't teach somebody compassion, you're either born with it or you never have it. So I'm always, when I meet somebody, I'm always aware of really listening to them, and I it's not a psychic thing. I just pick up, you can tell when somebody is like, but you can, there's a sadness in them.
Yep.
And
I agree with you.
I like people to feel that they can talk to me because I'm going to listen. If they want advice, I'll give them advice. If they just want somebody to listen, I'm there for them. So back to the clients, for somebody to get all that anxiety and all those experiences out of their system to tell our team what's going on with their house because nobody else believes them. That's such a compliment. That makes me feel like I'm doing the right things.
That's a huge thing. And I was actually at Brigham's for like 6 days. That's one of the best hospitals I've ever been to, ever. They were awesome people. They are awesome people. So all right, so being working in a hospital like that definitely helps you with bedside manner. That definitely helps you.
I don't
know
do
how to be. What's that?
I don't do bedpans.
Oh no. Bedside manner.
Oh, okay. You were mumbling. All right.
I'm sorry. Bedside manner.
Thank you.
Okay, you learned that. I didn't say. Imagine you learned bedpans. So you learn bedside manner, which helps you move on to the paranormal field. But I'm hoping that being that working at that hospital, it also helped you with bullshit people.
Mm-hmm.
That is where it had to start, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you had to start seeing people really be awful.
Yeah.
As far as the extent that they'll go to for what they need to get,
Yeah.
where they think they need to be. Like the lying that someone's capable of, awful.
Yeah.
And that's you had to because I've been in the hospital where I've had issues, and I can hear people in the next room, and it's always the same arguments whenever I'm at an emergency room, and I just can't stand it. So I know it must weigh on you and bother you. It had to bother you at some point, right? And then like toughen you up a little bit, even though you're still compassionate. Yes.
It's being able to listen to people is a very lost art.
Agreed.
So, I listen to everything, and then I have to decide: are you full of it, or are you just really hurting? And I got to trust them.
That is important. Like it is really important. And so when you're involved in something like the paranormal, it's 400 times, in my opinion, magnified. How important it is that you're dealing with honest people all the way through.
Even I don't know if every team has the same client information form, because we have a very detailed form that like 6 pages that they have to fill out, and we just call it the bullshit list. We'll sit there and go, seriously, really? Oh, come on, you're full of it. They just want a paranormal team to come to their house so they can go, hey, look, everybody, look who's here. No.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna check you out before we even take on your face.
Can I ask something, Ellen? How often do you, as an investigator, run into mental illness versus actual haunts?
Not much, because we're very detailed with that form. So if they're going to give us a lot of crap, they're going to really prepare themselves for what we're going to be reading, because we're going to question them. Mm-hmm. And we actually did have one woman that we went down her list of medications, and I was like, wait a minute, these two shouldn't be taken at the same time. No wonder she's seeing stuff. Right. And that was like half the case right there. She was interacting too much medication, and it was giving her hallucinations, and she couldn't trust herself. So
yeah, you got to weed that. That obviously that's one of the things you got to weed out.
We call it weed whacking.
You got to worry. You definitely got to worry about that stuff. I would worry too, I guess, if I showed up and they had like a bunch of relatives over, like, oh, hey, you guys come in. That would be like a red flag right there.
We've gone to a house and they had all food set up for us, which was actually pretty wonderful.
Yeah, that's happened to us a couple of times, and the woman left $100 bill on the table for us, and this woman had been absolutely ransacked by fake teams,
Mhm.
a fake minister that was like, oh yeah, well, it'd be $300 for me to do your house. And this other team came in, and this woman had all these artifacts from Italy passed down through her family, and they all walked out with them. They said, "Oh,
God.
this is causing," and I said, I bet you my life they're on eBay tonight.
Oh yeah.
You know,
It's one thing to go into somebody's house and like fake stuff. Like I've known there was a team in Rhode Island that went into somebody's house and they started vomiting and saying it was something demonic, and just to bolster themselves and try and get money out of these people. There's another thing. I mean, that's horrible in itself, but it's even worse when you go into someone's house and you rob them blind.
yeah, and they did
full trust you and to help them and to be in their home, and they're robbing them. That's absolutely.
This was a house in Connecticut, and I wrote her a note and I said, thank you so much for all the sandwiches and everything. And I said, we cannot take this money from you, and please don't be angry. I said that this isn't what we're about. And I said, put this towards buying more religious things to replace in your house.
I'll go to the casino, put it on black.
I'll tell you what, I never, Buddy can attest to this. OSP, we never ask for money. We don't do anything for money. However, if the client does buy us pizza, 100% in for that. I always love a little snack in the middle of an investigation.
Yep. I'm always motivated by food.
Okay. With the 8 minutes we have left, I'm going to go through this with Ellen quickly. Ellen, I want your predictions on the upcoming matches tonight at WrestleMania Night 2. Okay. Women's Tag Team Championship. Queen Zelina and Carmella take on Sasha Banks and Naomi, Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, Natalya and Shayna Baszler. Who do you have coming out as the tag team champs?
I like Rhea Ripley.
Me too. It's my favorite.
Shayna Baszler is just, if she had a bag over her head, maybe I could. She's I just wouldn't want to get up and close and personal with her.
So you're gonna go with Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan? All right.
Yeah.
All right then. Johnny Knoxville versus Sami Zayn.
Hate Sami Zayn, so I'm going with Knoxville.
Okay. Bobby Lashley versus Omos.
He's a big freak. Come on, he is scary. But I do like Bobby Lashley. And I'm surprised to see him back already.
Can I give you my opinion on this?
Yes.
They can't have Omos lose. They've been building him up for too much. And to have him just lose to Lashley, where does that put Omos as the giant all of a sudden?
Yeah, that's true.
So I feel weird about this one. All right. Pat McAfee versus Austin Theory.
I don't like either of them.
All right, but who do you think's going to win?
Theory will probably win.
All right. RK Bro versus the Street Profits versus Alpha Academy.
Going with the Bros.
Love them. Me too. All right. Coming down to the last two. Edge versus AJ Styles.
AJ rocks.
Amen.
God damn it. She's in your camp, Joe, on that. I'm going with Edge.
Yep.
All right.
All I can say is they better have Sheamus on tonight, or I am just going to. I mean, I would just. Yes, I know, honey. I know. I got your back. All right.
Brock versus Roman Reigns.
Oh.
Where are they going with this one?
I don't know. Probably Brock, because he's just unstoppable. But I think
it's going to go to Roman Reigns.
I love
think they're going to give it to Roman, and they got to build on how long he's the champ to where it's ridiculous again. Like finally get a champ that's like almost like a 2-year champ. All right, that was Ellen's predictions for the upcoming WrestleMania Night 2.
And Naomi is fantastic.
Yeah, she is, but she's got the stupidest finisher in the world. She jumps up and hits you with her ass. She bounces you off the ropes. You come back. She jumps up. Her ass hits you, and you're supposed to be knocked out. I've never been hit by a flying ass where I was knocked out, Ellen.
I've seen some flying asshole, but not him flying ass.
I've never been knocked out by a flying asshole. How about that? So I don't even know where to begin with flying ass drops.
Yeah.
And I know this is going to make you mad, but this is kind of what I do sometimes when it comes to wrestling. My problem with Sheamus is he's had some of the worst title runs.
I've got his ears blocked.
No, I'm just saying, like
Oh,
they never gave him like a real good title run. It always seemed like they cut him short, or he's like a
I think
guy to give it to someone else.
I think he is one of the most unappreciated wrestlers that they have. Yes. Oh, I know, honey. I know.
I agree.
Mama
I agree
loves
with that 100%.
Yeah.
All right, do you like the mohawk, or do you prefer the spike here for Sheamus?
I gotta get used to the spikes again, because the mohawk was just, it was so. The hat he wears now, I'm so
Yeah.
afraid that he's gonna take it off and he's gonna hurt somebody, with the
Yeah.
wooden woodpecker stuff coming out.
I just want the hat. I want the hat. I've hats like that one, but
Hey,
not like that one.
I've seen the belt. I don't know if I can handle the okay, now stop it. You were on last night. All right, don't hog. We all love you.
the best. Joe, what do you got to say for last words?
I mean, kind of like I do every week. It's been great talking to you, and it's even more awesome that you're a wrestling fan. It's a great night to have a wrestling fan and the paranormal be on the show. So it's nice to kind of cut and take that off ramp a couple times and go down that road. But hey, thanks for the conversation. No matter what, no matter who we talk to, my favorite is talking to people who are actively investigating in the paranormal field, because you never know enough when it comes to our field, and it's nice to talk to somebody who may have differing views, and then sometimes it's just nice to find someone who does it very similar than you, and makes you feel better about what you're doing as an investigator.
For our next event is the USS Salem in May, the big Para Expo. So
We'll be there too, Ellen.
We'll be on the boat with you.
Are you kidding?
We'll be there. Yeah, we have a table.
Okay.
So I will actually not be able to go. It's
Georgia.
First, I will be seeing Slipknot at the Dunkin' Donuts Center. I would love to be there, but as a long time maggot, if you're not a Slipknot fan, then you might not understand why I'd say that. But as a lifelong maggot, I am so excited to see this. So I will not be on the SS Salem.
Joey, get your priorities set, kid. All right.
Yeah, I do, and I'm going to see Slipknot.
Buddy, what do you got to say to wrap it up?
This is my priority. My Mick Jagger.
I would love you. Ellen, like Joe said, it's always nice to hear from a.
See?
Nice. Oh my God.
And
yes.
See,
I knew we liked you. I liked you.
I don't know if you can read the initials on the bottom there.
The boys in the band, right? It's all the boys. I think it's.
Yeah, it's all the boys, but down the bottom I have John Winston Lennon, and Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Oh, nice.
Because I'm old.
Nice.
Nice. I was told never to get tattoos, so I haven't gotten any yet.
All right.
I plan to eventually. I don't know why I'm in a solo layout. Where is? There she is.
Here I am.
All right.
I'll tell you what, Mike. I'm
smelling
something funny in the air.
I was going to agree with Joe that it's always nice to have a paranormal investigator on the show and talk about like what you do compared to what we do, and it's almost one and the same. Just about respecting the spirit. Tune in next week, though. We have Peter Panagore. Peter Panagore went ice climbing with his partner on the world-famous Lower Weeping Wall along the Icefields Parkway in Alberta, Canada. On their descent, they became trapped on the side of the mountain. As the sun set, he was overcome by exhaustion and hypothermia. He died on the side of the mountain. And in those minutes on the other side, he experienced hell, forgiveness, and unconditional love. Heaven is beautiful. Peter is an author of several books on the subject, and he's a reverend of one of the oldest religions in the world. And he joins us next week on Legit Paranormal.
Nice.
Panningham?
If you ever need
Peter Panagore.
Peter Pan.
If you ever need a fill-in, if you get a last-minute cancellation, we'll talk about our 2-night investigation of the USS Constitution.
Please, yeah.
And how we freaked out the captain, the Commodore of the Constitution, with the evidence that we got. That's a great, because of us that Ghost Hunters did the Constitution too. You got what? That you heard what? I said, yeah.
Awesome.
All right, thank you guys.
We'll definitely have you back. We appreciate it. So let me do the quick wrap up for Ellen MacNeil. For Joey, Paranormal. For Buddy Thayer, it's me, Mike Lebby King, Mike L. This was a Legit Paranormal brought to you by LegitPodcast.com. Thank you for watching. We'll be on again next Sunday.